Hello everyone, this is Gadve Ashwini Sanjay from KT Patil College of Pharmacy, Usmanabad. Today we will discuss about Schedule Y drugs. In this we will see definition, introduction, regulatory framework, rules, appendix, application for permission, amendments and some clinical trials. So definition. What is Schedule Y? Schedule Y refers to the requirements and guidelines permission to import, manufacture of new drugs for sale or to undertake clinical trials in India. Introduction. At present, the following Act and rules regulate the manufacture, export and clinical research of drug and cosmetics in India. D&C Act 1940, Drug and Cosmetic Rule 1945, Pharmacy Act 1948, Drug and Magic Remedies Act 1954, Narcotics and Psychotropic Substances Act 1985, MTP Act 1955 and DPCO 1955. Regulatory framework in India. The main regulatory laws operating in India are the Drug and Cosmetic Act 1940 and the Drugs and Cosmetic Rules 1945. The Act and rules are binding on allopathic and other systems of medicine and regulate imports, manufacture, distribution and sale of drugs in India. The enforcements came into existence in 1988. Revised version of Schedule Y in line with ICH and GCP, that is International Council of Harmonization and Good Clinical Practices standard, was put forth in 1995. Rules under Schedule Y. Rules and their permission. 122A to import new drug. 122B to manufacture of new drug. 122D to import manufacture fixed drug combination. 122DA to conduct clinical trials for new drug and investigational new drug. 122DAA definition of clinical trial. 122E definition of new drug. Then next is about appendix. Some highlights of Schedule Y in terms of its appendices which provided the guidelines to conduct clinical trials are Appendix 5th Enforced Consent, Appendix 7th Undertaking by the Investigator, Appendix 8 Ethics Committee, Appendix 10 Content of Protocol and Appendix 11 Data Elements for reporting SAE. Application for permission. It shall made in Form 44 accompanied with the following data in accordance with appendices, namely, first, clinical and pharmaceutical information, second, animal pharmacology data, third, animal toxicology data, fourth, human clinical pharmacology data, fifth, regulatory status in other countries, sixth, prescribing information. Amendments in 2013 and 2014. Rules 122 DAB compensation in case of injury or death during clinical trial. Rule 122 DAC permission to conduct clinical trial subject to certain condition, authority for CT inspection, action in case of non-compliances. Rule 122 DD registration of ethics committee, requirement and guideline for registration of ethics committee. Amendments in 2015. Informed consent. AV recording of informed consent processes is required for vulnerable subjects in NCE and NME trials. For anti-HIV and anti-leprosy drug trials, essential elements in ICF, possibility of failure of investigational products, placebo will not any therapeutic effect. Amendments in 2018. The clinical trials in relation to a new drug of investigational new drug in humans has to generate data for discovering interaction or verifying its pharmacological, including pharmacodynamic, pharmacokinetic and adverse effect in order to determine the safety, efficacy or tolerance of new drug. Then next is about clinical trials. Clinical trial. First, approval of clinical trial. Clinical trials on a new drug shall be initiated only after permission by licensing authority and approval from EC. All trial investigators should possess appropriate qualification. Protocol amendments if become necessary before initiation or during the course of clinical trial. All such amendments should be notified to the licensing authority in writing. Second, responsibilities of sponsor. Implementing and maintaining quality assurance. Submit status report to licensing authority periodically. Serious adverse event, that is SAE, should be reported to the licensing authority within 14 calendar days. In case of studies prematurely discontinued for any reason, including lack of commercial interest in pursuing the new drug application, a summary report should be submitted within 3 months. Third, responsibilities of investigator. The investigator shall be responsible for the conduct of the trial according to the protocol. Ensure adequate medical care is provided to the subject. SAE and unexpected AE should be reported to the sponsor within 24 hours and to EC within 7 working days. Fourth, informed consent. Freely given informed written consent. Provide information about the study verbally and in written, non technically and understandable language, legally acceptable representative. Responsibilities of Ethics Committee. Approval trial protocol to safeguard rights, safety, and well being of all trials subjects. Particular care to protect rights, safety, and well being of vulnerable subjects. Studies in special population, that is first is geriatrics. They should be included in phase 3rd clinical trials and in phase 2nd trial at the sponsor option in meaningful number. If the disease is characteristically a disease of aging, substantial number of geriatric patients common in the elderly are likely to be encountered when the new drug is likely to alter the geriatric patient's response. Second, pediatrics. Begin with older children before extending the trial to younger children and then infants. If the new drug is for disease predominantly or exclusively affecting pediatric patients, clinical trial data should be generated in the pediatric population except for initial safety and tolerability data. Pregnant or nursing women. They should be included in clinical trial only when the drug is intended for use by pregnant or nursing women or fetus nursing infant, where the data generated from women who are not pregnant or nursing is not suitable. Follow-up data on the pregnancy, fetus, and child will be required, where applicable excretion of the drug or its metabolites into human milk should be examined. Post-marketing surveillance. Closely monitored new drug clinically safety. Periodic safety updates report PSUR to report all relevant new information. PSUR shall be submitted every 6 months for the first 2 years. New studies specifically planned or conducted to examine a safety issue should be described in the PSURs. Bioequivalence studies conducted according to the guidance for BA and BE studies. Evaluation of the effect of food on absorption following oral administration. All bioavailability and bioequivalence studies should be conducted according to the guidelines or bioavailability or bioequivalence studies as prescribed. So, thank you everyone.